Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Rich men need game more than anyone else. Rich men need game more than anyone else. And I didn't get the exact name of somebody who had pointed this out on my car video yesterday. But they had, shout yourself out. They specifically mentioned somebody needs to send a copy of my video yesterday to Zion Williams. As you know, he getting sued by some woman for sexual assault or something. And supposedly he had dealt with that woman before. And really, shoot. Another example is also Shannon Sh. He really needed some game. And I'm going to tell you what. There's a lot of guys who feel like, well, I just need money. I just need money. No, you need game more than anybody else. You need game more than anybody else. I mean, if nothing else, defensive game. Like, you can think that money's getting a woman, but there's some women out there, they on some straight up gold digging shit. You need game to deal with them. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on there. Let me get this right. It ain't even so much you just need them, needed to get the women. You need to know which women that you're going to deal with. Like a rich man, because think about it. Let's think about it. Because you got some guys out here, they're like, oh, you just need money, you just need money. That don't mean you're going to get a good woman. There's women, let's just be real, they're gold diggers or women who just might want to get some sunny delight or something. You got women of all social classes, they only going to deal with a man for money. Now, you get some men thinking, well, you got to pay anyway, and they being all sarcastic, but let's think about it. You got some rich men, they being taken to court. I mean, we hear about men like Zion Williamson and Shannon Sh, but shoot, in the pro ball leagues, they have seminars telling these guys now how not to get caught. Like telling these guys, if you have sex with that woman, get rid of that condom yourself. Because you got women, they'll get a turkey baster and they will have that baby. They will have a live human being just to get money from that man. Shoot, there was an NBA player back in the 90s. There was an NBA player back in the 90s who played for the Wizards. I ain't going to call his name, but you know who he is if I called his name. He got caught up with some woman, just some woman he happened to have sex with. Shit, if a man got money, and he's known to have money, he got to pay attention to women more. Now, he ain't so much have to worry about attracting the woman, but he got to worry about who he's attracting. A man with money got to learn how to read a woman even better than a broke man. Because, yes, I've said plenty of times a broke man can still get sex, but then the men who get played the most, like straight played, like they got to worry about it, are men who have money. That's why you get some smart men who do have some money. They ain't famous or anything like that, but they got a lot of money. They'll go on a date. They'll drive their hoopty first. I knew a man, he had a 17-room mansion. But he would go to dates in his pickup truck. He would go to dates in a pickup truck just to see what's up. But you got to have game like that because, look, let's just be real with it. And especially in this day and time now, you going to get some women, they shoot. That man is just an ATM. That man is just an ATM. And a man who's going to be obvious about it, boom. Like you get those prank videos where some man is, getting that fine woman, but she's only showing some interest when she sees his car. You got to worry about a woman like that because a woman like that can't be trusted. And you gotta have the game to know how to deal with it. Because I'm gonna tell you what, if you smart with it, that woman don't want to talk to you, and she don't want to talk to you until she see that you got some money. Those are ones you leave alone, period. You gotta be smart with that. You got some money or you well known, you gotta pay attention to that, even if they think you have some money. Master Teacher BGS know exactly who I'm talking about. This woman tried to get some money out of me. I'll just say makeup artist. He'll know. You show him this clip. He'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We still talk about her. She tried to get some money out of me, got mad. I was asking all these questions. End up blocking me. It was like, well, I see what you about. But I'm going to tell you what. Still had some game with that, because no matter... See, one of the things she was doing, she would always compliment me. Always compliment me, be real sweet, be real cooperative. And... that gets a lot of men. See, one of the things you gotta pay attention. Even if the woman's super cooperative, super nice, whatever, you gotta keep your eyes open. Especially if they got something. Especially if they pretty. I'm just gonna be real with you. Especially if they pretty, because a woman's main game is using her beauty. Because you get so many guys, they want that beautiful woman, and a beautiful woman knows that. She know that from the time she hit puberty. And she got some lecherous uncle or something, or cousin trying to get with her. So she knows, she'll say, hold up, let me use this. And guys, they leading with their wallet. That's one thing. Anybody who's talking about leading with their wallet, come on now, come on. And you get some women going to use that, and the guy think he getting something. But see, the smarter ones, they'll empty out that guy's bank account, or they'll figure out something, or they'll like claim, oh well, he raped me or something like that. You can't even deal with that type of woman. And even when that woman is like praising you or something, because a woman's main game, especially a beautiful woman's main game, is to hit a man up here. She go upstairs. She'll tell him anything. Oh, you're smart. Oh, that's the biggest one I've ever seen. Oh, you're this, you're that. And they'll get a man to the point. She don't even, in fact, the slickest ones, they'll get money out of the guy, and she don't even ask for it. Because you got so many guys out here want to like do something, take care of the woman. And she ain't even ask for one penny. She ain't even ask for one penny. And I'm going to tell you what. The dark side of Rom, Uncle Rom. The dark side of Uncle Rom actually respect that game. I was like, that's actually slick. That's why I say you can't let your ego get to you. You gotta sleep with one eye open when you dealing with a lot of women, especially if it's obvious you got money. See, that's one thing. If you a broke dude and you get a woman, you know that woman really want to be with you, because you don't have anything to offer her other than some dick. You don't really have anything, or your personality, your dick and some personality, because you don't have any money. So you know a woman really want to deal with you. But if that woman starts showing some interest because she feel like you got that money, Like I had mentioned on one of these videos, there was a woman I was working on this job with. She didn't say anything to me until she found out I was about some real power. I talked about that on one of these videos someplace. But I still didn't really deal with it. She's all friendly, and she was being real friendly, real cooperative, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but you weren't friendly and cooperative at first. And we ain't go out. I think the most I did was just drive her home one time, but we ain't go out. I ain't spend any time with her. Because she showed me what she was about. Like, I'm going to tell you how deep that can be with some of these women just looking for those money men. Because I talked about it in my book, Sexual Chemistry. You might have a woman, she around some men she think are broke or don't have any money. She ain't gonna show that feminine side. She ain't gonna have that switch in her butt talk. She ain't gonna have like that bra that push up those breasts. She ain't gonna do all that. She is not gonna do all that. She gonna be like, nah. She ain't gonna do all that stuff. And if she around a group of those men, she is going to walk very defensive. She gonna walk fast, defensive. That buttock ain't gonna have that nice little switch in it. But if you put that same woman around some men who got some money, and she doing that thing, oh, she gonna be like, she'll have that slower walk. That buttock is gonna have that nice little switch in it. She gonna be friendly, a little giggly, and all of that. So even then, but see, somebody with some game gotta be like, oh, hold up. This woman, she doing this. I gotta pay attention. See, that's the one thing. That's the one thing. If you're a man with some money, you gotta pay attention. Because I remember when this gentleman, he was like a brother / father figure to me. And I remember he took me to that club, Zanzibar on the waterfront. But he was a member of like their exclusive section, right? And I was paying attention to how the women that were in there were acting. They weren't really members. They were just women who were just servers in there, the hostesses and stuff like that, and how they were paying attention. Like if you're around if you're in a rich environment, say, I don't know, it could be that beef, that steakhouse, that cigar bar, wherever. Pay attention how the women gonna be. They hunting. You gotta be smart. If you're a man with money, or one of these men out here thinking, well, I don't need game, I just need money. And sometimes they even say that, well, I'm not paying for the pussy. I'm paying them to leave. Yeah. But trust me, like I know a dude and he was making 6 figures back in the early aughts. Met him about 2006. He was making 6 figures then. That dude was making some money. And he got caught up with he was sharp otherwise, but he got caught up with some woman. He got caught up. I remember he was talking about that and his whole expression changed. Because you got some women, they slick out here. They slick. And they're the ones who are slick, they'll catch you. Like I said, if you got some money, be careful. Be careful. You got to be more careful than a broke dude. You got to be way more careful because the woman is figuring out a way to divest you of your money. And I do mean divest you. And they'll have a baby. Like even if you're a rich guy, you got some money, that woman decide to have your baby, have a paternity test. Cause you get some woman, they'll have that broke dude's baby, but then tell the guy with some money, oh yeah, this your baby, whatever. And shoot, if you look decent enough, sometimes a woman will still have your baby, and even if you pass the test, they hitting you up. They hitting you up for child support. And they'll try to say, well, okay, well, he living this good. I should live this good. This baby should live this good. And you get some women on some cold-blooded shit like that. Like you get some of these fools out here, and I'm going to use the word fools, thinking women don't have game. Well, what the fuck you call a gold digger? That's game to get money out of a man. In fact, the earliest thing I learned about game was a man's game was to get pussy without spending money, and a woman's game was to get money without giving up the pussy. You get some women like that. In fact, this one woman I dealt with, And she grew up in a rough area of Los Angeles. I'll just say that. She was cool with me, somewhat. We ain't gonna get into that, but she grew up in a rough area of Los Angeles. And I never forget what she told me about the women in the building that she was in. She said they were just all playing men. All of them were playing some men. All of them were playing them for money. Especially you get some of those women, especially even if you get some women from those poor areas, but they look good, and you get some guys thinking, well, I can get this woman. Like I said, you get some guys, they getting played out there. In fact, there's some guys watching this. They might not want to share it, and I'm not going to ask them to share it, but they getting played. They getting played, and you got too many women out here who are going to do that. If you're a rich man, you got to be thinking about every single woman you're dealing with. You got to be reading them. Is this woman about you, or is she about your money? You gotta have some, that's game to do that. Like I said, it ain't game to get them. Game is also defensive. You gotta be careful. You gotta be more careful than the average dude out here. See that, and even with the average dude, let me talk about that for a second. A lot of the average dudes out here might get mad because a woman ain't dealing with them. They being done a favor. Because every woman ain't a gold digger out here. Seriously, every woman ain't one. But enough of them are. Enough of them are. You gotta pay attention. So if a woman if a woman brings up money at first, dealing with her, or I don't think you got money. I don't want to deal with it. None under no circumstances. I don't care what it is. I don't care what she got. Because then I'm thinking, hold up. If you looking at me just for money, how can I trust you? What if I go through a situation where I don't have as much money, or I'm not making money? What if I'm going through a bad situation? Can I trust you? And if I can't trust you, what's up with that? I'm dead serious with all of that. You got to be thinking about all of that. You got to be thinking with all of that. You can't be out here like thinking, oh, see, one thing too. You know how I flow with this. Don't think women don't be slick out here. Don't think for a second. And especially those ones who are gold diggers. Like we know the situation with Zion Williams. Now supposedly he was already tapping this woman, but she's saying some other shit. And let's just be real. Let's not act shocked that women are lie about shit. I ain't saying this particular woman's lying. I don't know the situation. And really, I'm against anybody going to sexually assault a woman. But come on now. Come on. And then that thing with Shannon Sh, he's dealing with this woman and she's trying to get more money. She's trying to get more money. And you get some women like that. And even when you deal with some of these ratchets, sometimes the ratchets, they might not want anything. They might just want, I don't know, just some small stuff. Shit, even online. I remember on my IG, some woman started following me. And I ain't think much about it. She was kind of attractive. But then she was like, hey, can you give me a gift card? I was like, no, I don't know you like that. Shit, and then another woman, OnlyFans, she said, hey, I'll let you follow me for only $10 on OnlyFans. Or I was like, I don't have to pay to see somebody naked. Shoot. In fact, OnlyFans, they be getting some $1 million out of people. In fact, and I know at least one woman who's on some sugar baby shit. She might be watching. We still cool though. I'm just calling. I ain't calling your name. But she on some sugar baby shit. Guys be giving up some money just for whatever. I'm like, whatever. What the fuck ever. So, I mean, you really, if you're a rich man out here, you gotta have game. You gotta be protected. And trust me, In fact, I know somebody who works for a major airline. He know who he is. He might talk to him in a few days. They'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, Uncle Rom, thanks for not calling my name." But I was, he said the airline I was flying on, I was flying first class, and he said he hit me to something. He was like, "Yeah, you flying first class. Those flight attendants, they'll look you up. You sit in the first class section, they'll get your name, start looking you up." It's like, come on now. The game is on some rough shit out here. But you gotta pay attention to it. You gotta, like, you can try to hide it, but with social media now, trust me, women checking. And indeed, I remember there was a website, I don't know if it's probably still around, but it was telling women how to get money out of a man. You gotta think about that. You gotta have game. Now, if you a guy want to make money, like I said, I ain't saying being broke. I've never said being broke. Anybody say I said that ain't listening closely. I said you make money for yourself, but then the more money you make, you gotta be careful. Like, I'm very careful now about which women I deal with. It's ironic, since I moved and since I've announced, I've said a few times I'm making six figures. I've said a few times. I'm actually more careful when I'm dealing with a woman. I'm actually more careful. I gotta see what's up with her. I be talking with her, finding out. I be reading her. I be like, all right, what she want? Because you gotta be. Unfortunately, you gotta be. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts. You gotta be smart out this joint. And if you're a rich man, you got money, shoot, really, you making six figures. Shoot, women telling you, oh, well, he got to make six figures. Like I said, it might be cutoff point might be $250,000. You got to be smart out this billing. You got to be smart. You got to have game. Shoot, you more of a target then. Like, I know some dudes, they ain't making money like that or anything. Man. Anyway, I'll be in here in a second. Somebody walked by. Shoot. Because even now, even with what I do online now, if I meet somebody, I don't leave with my wallet, or I don't leave with a business card. I don't let them know what I do. If they just happen to ask, I say, oh yeah, I just work online. And I leave it at that. If I get to know them better, then I might tell them something once I find out, but I don't leave with that. Shit, there's some women I've met, I sit around say hi to. They've seen me for months. They still have no real idea what I do. They still have nothing, because I don't lead with that. You got to be smart out here. And a rich man especially. Just because you got that money don't mean you can't have some game. Now, you might not use the game to get women, but like I said, there's also defensive game. You got to know. You got to know. So anyway, though, that's all I got for today. I'll get back with y'all. I'm going to be a little bit later tomorrow doing a video. Just a little bit later. Always got stuff to do, remember. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.